As a targeted individual, I'm used to sound noises being created around me to get me to react in a certain way. And one thing I note is the constant use of children screaming. I've posted a video on this before, and you have to live in this house, live and breathe in this house to witness what goes on. For example, I got into the garden, I went to do some recycling, and I opened the back door, and as soon as I came out, I heard the sound of children screaming. I kid you not, children screaming. Now, I'm not sure if they've recorded it or whether it is children screaming. It's very difficult to say. But they also use motorcycle engine revving sounds, and the sound of power tools. Now, one could argue that some of these things are recorded, but not always. But this seems to be ongoing, and the strange thing is other TIs have reported exactly the same thing, particularly use of children screaming, power tools, and motorcycle engine revving noise. Neighbours, in particular, have a bike, and they will rev their engine for a long time on their driveway. Another TI reported the same thing. It seems to be endemic in this programme. I also want to say with the sound of children screaming, I posted a video on that. If I go outside to a shop, more often than not, there'll be the same thing. A child will suddenly scream around about me. And it's everywhere I go, I get this. I think what happens is that the mother will cruelly wind the child up, as I've noted, and other things as well, which I'm not going to mention here. But children scream, little kids scream. And the other thing is the engine revving noise, and that is standard stuff. They'll run the bikes past you or in the distance, you can hear it. It's very distinctive, wailing sound. And it's usually in response if I go out of the area, I'll get this engine revving sound from cars as well too, backfiring, the usual thing. It really has to be witnessed. But it's just very annoying that I can't go out into the garden without something happening. There's no silence, it's just ongoing, and it is just madness. And it's done to make me react, I'm sure. The police know it's going on, and they do it. It's done in the hope that I'll react. They use stimulus in all sorts of, it's incredible. It has to be seen, to be heard, to be believed also, seen to be believed, and it's done usually with children, because what can the police get you for? If you tell a child off, if you approach a child, and I've learned not to do this because the police are only too ready and willing to accept reports of this person's bothering a child. It's happened to me on numerous occasions. It's extremely unfair. I remember once when a child was picking up stones paving stones in a house where we used to live. The garden they were out, they were just, I said to them, please don't. And the police got involved in a rather roundabout way, but they did. So it's very, very difficult. But many targeted individuals have go through this. There's so much more I could add on this. You just wouldn't believe it. You have to live our lives to see what we go through. But of course, you're meant to think that I'm, not of sound mind, which I most definitely am.